Facebook is a tool. Okay. All these platforms are tools. At the end of the day, you still have to control everything from traffic, or everything from site experience to product experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
That site, like, we can do our best of driving traffic. We can get cheap traffic, but if you aren't doing anything after it's off of us, and obviously we would do our best to help you there, like, that is on you. Like, that is your job. If you expect the marketer to be the one that's going to make your product sell, all we do is we're a mouthpiece. We're going to accelerate the people love it or hate it.
Welcome to Seven Figure Entrepreneur Podcast, the #1 podcast bringing you behind the scenes with real online earners. We got no fake gurus here, not today neither. We have Nick, Shackelford. Yes, nailed that.
Let's go.
Nailed it. Nailed it. I just want
what
you
everyone
guys
doesn't know is Gabe rehearsed this shit about 20 times before we just went live.
Okay,
and
it was
it's
more
not
like,
even that tough of a name.
Bro, it was like, dude, it was like
yeah,
10
it's literally
times.
right in the back.
I just want to clarify, like I was saying this earlier, I'm half a human today. Tyler and I were in LA and then San Diego last week. And like, it wasn't like we weren't partying hard, nothing crazy or anything like that. But just like getting back to like this.
Really, Gabe? Let me look at the photo evidence, because I feel like that may
look at this
change.
guy throwing me under the bus right here. There's no picture of me. It's mostly pictures of you. So I'm okay with that.
Well, that's because you're the one that took the picture.
So there's no proof that I partied. It's all you.
So
homie.
we got this picture.
Oh, revealing.
And then we got Denny's, where we found this dude at 3 a.m.
Oh,
so yeah, we didn't party hard, Gabe.
That Denny's smelt terrible. I aborted and got directly into an Uber, which was way farther away than I thought it was. Like I felt like I was in that Uber for like 45 minutes.
What's the price where you take an Uber and you're like, that was not worth it? What's your price point right now? Mine's like $30. I'm like, $30? I should.
Oh man. Honestly, I'll take it. Like I'll take it for like a $5 ride, and I will also take it for like a $250 ride. I don't give a shit, especially if I'm drunk, because then I'm like, just get me out of here. I need to go to bed. I'm
get me home.
Shit. Yeah,
right.
I'm tapping out. I'm tapping out. Well, let's get back on track here. Welcome to the podcast, bro.
Thank you so much, dude. I was just joking with you earlier. You guys, I was like, how did I not find out about you guys earlier? Yeah. I went through the whole list of everybody. All from your third one on, I go, okay, I know him. I talk to him every single day. And so it was a matter of time. And I'm so, even on the email that I was like, blessed to finally have this podcast in my life. Here we go.
Yeah, man. It's true. And thank you for being here, man. It's funny because we do share the same circles, but we've never really crossed paths, which is interesting. But it's funny because we were talking, who were we talking to the other day? I think we were talking to Chad Hamsey. And he's like,
oh yeah.
And he's just like, dude, that guy's legit. And we were just like, oddly enough, we're having him on the podcast. It had nothing to do with the podcast. He was just like name dropping you, saying that you were like the real deal. And I was like, that's awesome. We got him coming in Tuesday.
No way. Respect. Shout out to Chad, bro. He was a very good, I'll share all the story. Obviously you'll prompt me through this, but when I've been starting out on my own and being like a true like entrepreneur, like this is funny, the timing of this podcast and the explanation of where I am, where I'm finishing up a first year of being super solo or being in a partnership that's fully under like on my shoulders.
Yeah.
We're going to hit 7 figures. And like,
nice.
The learnings and Chad being a part of early, dude, if I had to do my own Facebook look back of the year, it'd just be, I just write names. It'd be all names.
Oh, that's amazing.
Every person.
Dude.
So I'm very thankful to explain today.
That's so awesome. I feel like I could chat with Chad forever, man. Like we just hung out in the lobby for like 2 hours and I was like, man, we are just crushing time. And I feel like I could talk to you all day.
Talk about the Tesla boys. He loves his.
Yeah.
He does love his,
we checked his out. It was nice, man. I love those things.
Oh.
So, sorry, what were you going to say, Tyler?
I was going to say, he's a good dude in general. How'd you get linked up with Chad?
Yeah, so Chad, actually, I met him through Ed O'Keefe. We did an event in Arizona. Nice. So it was Ed O'Keefe, me, Josh Elzeche, some good boys. And Chad was speaking on, he was doing these crazy push, and he just crushes with email. And I'm like, well, I'm a social guy. And Ed's like, you both need to do something, because he has another great brand that I tried to run and help with. And wasn't as successful as I wanted to be with it. And he was just so professional. He goes, listen, if you can't crack it, no problem. Like, let's like find me or help me find somebody else that can crack it. And so we spent some great time learning. And I think I would like to say I did leave him better off than when I came to me, but I wasn't the one to be like, I did that, you know?
Yeah.
But I
Dude,
know
I
how.
heard there's a few people that took a crack at that product. It's not an easy one.
No, and I've had success in it before. Slick Cleaning Products, another one that's got a dope brand, similar audience. They've kind of diversified into the dirt biking world, or sorry, they originated there, but that's the diversification against chemical guys and Top Coat and the other ones. That was amazing success. When I'm looking at the comparison to go like, it kind of blends in versus this is taking a hard stance. You look at it, you're going to think about Monster Energy drink. I guarantee it. So there's like this brand association. I was like, maybe that was why it's successful.
Oh,
Maybe.
smart. That's cool, man.
Huh.
All right, let's rewind some shit here. How did you get into this wonderful world of online marketing?
Oh, bro, this is my favorite. So I am a former, and I highlight that, professional athlete. So I came out playing soccer. That was the only thing I gave a shit about. And you can't really see, I am at a standing desk, but in the morning, I'm like 5'10". Like I'm a solid 5'10", rolling out of bed, super stretched.
Yeah.
And my skill was I was a goalkeeper. So I was like, all right, all hands on deck. I went to university because what else do you do in the States before you realize you can make money not going to university?
Yeah.
My mom is.
And it's so much fun.
Yeah.
Oh my God, exactly. Especially when you're in the middle of Missouri.
Yeah.
but no pun. Missouri was great for the trajectory. But I realized to be a pro athlete, especially in soccer, you can't really do the whole basketball, football thing where you jump. You got to go club, university, draft. Unlike overseas, Europe, obviously, if you're good, you just stick and go. Went to my dream school. It was Berkeley. It was I'm an Orange County kid, so you always want to go up a little bit, right? Then didn't work out. That's where my first realization of like right player, wrong team, and that like has followed with me for a very long time. So I think that's a little bit of foreshadowing of my life.
Dude, that's like a good statement right there, bro.
It's fact. It's absolute fact. I mean, and then it wraps itself into like self-awareness. So it took me to Missouri where I got my first op, came back home to play for the Galaxy in, graduated in 13, 14, like 15, 16. Like it was like in it and out of it, but it was on the minor side. So after I realized like, dude, there's no way I'm going to make my cash or hit the goals I set myself, I got introduced to the marketing arm. And then we went all organic. But talk about like hitting a goal and going like, fuck me, this is not what I want to do. Man, that was the hardest reset. I still physically carry the weight of that reset.
Don't we all, friend? Don't we all?
So what introduced you? Like, what was it specifically that happened where you looked at this as an option?
Oh shit! So right when I quit, we started a goalkeeper glove brand called Keep Air. So it was the end of a best friend, end of a buddy's name, and he's out of Canada, and he was like, "How do I?" He's like, "Yo, you're a goalie. Wear my stuff." And as a pro, all you want is free shit. Like you're like, yeah. Boots, gloves, and goalies. We got like cool gloves. And so he reached out, and I started just talking and posting and tagging about it. And at that time, there was an app that launched called Sportsy, which was revolutionary at the time. It was bringing private training to those that couldn't afford it or find it. So a large portion of the world, it's not as safe to go outside and play, or no lighting or anything, any other idea you can think of. We wanted to put in any of your devices you have. And so when we did that, I was like learning how to shoot content, and I was learning that, oh shit, this is kind of what, like this resonates to my audience because I'm pro, followers, kids. And I started realizing every time I posted, I'd go back to the kids I train, because if you're not getting paid, you coach. So I went to the coach and they're like, Shaq, do you have those mitts? Do you have the keeper? And I was like, yeah, I got you. And so it was like starting the launch of the influencer, actually having to fulfill it and having the brand on the side. And I go, whoa. First thing real is like when you get that first Shopify money, when you're like, oh, 80 bucks sold a glove. I was like, damn, here we go.
That's awesome.
That's so cool, man. That first money is the best money.
Totally.
And it never feels as good. It never feels as good. Oh man.
So after that took me to what happened right after that. After this took me to realizing, okay, there's more. I got more skills. I'm not just a coach. I got through coaching into Pepsi. Brother, when I tell you right time, right place, and unnecessarily having a voice unearned, that embodied it. I came in because Pepsi, so they have two sides, Pepsi the bottles, and then Pepsi Co, which is like the official shit where they serve restaurants. And we call like we're in the syrup business because if you know, it's like literally just like syrup, dude.
So tasty though.
Oh, are you Pepsi or Coke guy?
Dude, I'll hit whatever as long as it's diet.
Diet Mountain Dew to Diet Coke, I'll fucking hit it all. Okay, so I got into the relationship with her name is Rachel, led me into it. I'm sitting down with these people discussing like organic posts and using the pages to attract millennials to come drink their syrup in their restaurants. Yeah. I'm going like, oh my God, this is not how you use the tool. But that level and that size, that's as much as they could use because of legislation, because of approvals. Like all they had control of it was outside Instagram or Facebook and then just posting it back to it.
Wow.
Interesting.
So any idea I came up with being a true, I'm 29, true 90s kid. Any idea, they're like, that's brilliant. He knows what he's talking about. The two ideas was like making babies talk. Do you remember when the meme went wild? The babies were standing at the refrigerator, and I hope you can like pop it up somewhere. And they're like talking to each other. And tons of people did voiceovers. So they're so animated. If you literally.
Oh, I remember that.
Damn,
talking.
I don't.
No,
go ahead though.
It's still quality. Anyways, the babies are holding on to the bottom of the refrigerator, and then they're trying to talk to each other, but literally making no sense.
Yeah.
And so many people did voices over of the flailing arms and like the hitting and the laughing and the crying. And that was like the only idea that they took for a company called BJ's Restaurant. You know BJ's, right? Pizza Pizookie. And this was like their main marketing material they used of like young hipster millennials sitting at drinking their cocktails and their craft beer with the craft pizzas, dude.
Dude, that's awesome.
So that was it. I was like, oh shit, there's money here. I already know that you can work it this way. Like, how do I get better? Like, where do I go from here? And I still give this feedback to as many people as possible. Join an agency. Get like with somebody or some team that gives you access to this stuff, especially if you want to go e-com. Because what do you know? Think about it. You have Chad who loves his vertical. Josh loves his vertical. James has his vertical. How do you know what vertical you actually really love?
Totally.
True.
The agency will give it to you. And so you had Tim Bird on there, right?
Yeah.
I went to, before I went into Tim, I was at Apple running, like we did the iPhone 7 launch. We did the iPad Pro launch. I forgot what year that came out. But that's where I learned Facebook media buying at like such a different level where they didn't even care about metrics.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, who bought our phone? We don't know. We're not tracking. Send it. We used
crazy.
Dude, how much a day did you spend there?
I'll put it this way. I don't know how much a day we spent because it was literally to support launches and like it was to distribute content and to support launches. And so the way we used to do it, I don't know if you were back on FB like 15, 16, 17, you could do the reach and frequency thing and like start choosing specifically for the CPM you wanted to pay.
I don't remember that.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I don't remember that either.
So you could in the frequency buy, you could say like, you just keep playing with it and you start seeing how many people live in this continent or country or and as soon as it like netted out, you're like, cool, send that to client for the budget.
What? That's crazy.
You're just planning with the actual fucking tool. And Alazan, the leader over Moose Studios, goes, okay, this is the budget we're going to run with. And then we take the assets that they put on billboards and TV and they just chop it for social.
Wow. Yeah. Can you say how much the budget generally was for shit like that?
The minimum was $1 million. We never launched with less than $1 million. But listen, the budget was relative to the region, right? Like to hit all of Switzerland, like I don't need $1 million.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so it's
gotcha.
Although budgets were big enough, think about what the size was of Facebook at the time. And we were going CPM to CPM.
Wow. Dude, that's crazy. So you just came in fucking storming Norman. You had no idea. You're just like, let's just spend it. And they didn't care about metrics, really? Yeah, totally. They didn't care about metrics?
Well, think about the metrics. The metrics that they cared about are similar to what the big brands care about now is how many people are seeing us, how many people are clicking to us, and how people are landing to us, right? Like they aren't necessarily, you can't buy an iPhone until you go activate it, I think. I don't even think you can flow through it. You can order a MacBook Pro, but we weren't running for conversion. We were more running for distribution of launches.
Wow. Yeah. Right? Different game.
Scoreboard not needed, but
right. Dude, that's wild.
That's so cool.
So you started doing that. When did you So like what happened after you started doing stuff for big brands?
It was just that big one. And then the next one is I met my Met partner who although we came from Missouri together, we weren't together in Missouri together.
Gotcha.
Jake Schmidt, super low-key guy. No one will ever really find him. And I think he likes it like that. He definitely is like, Shaq, go talk, go do your thing.
Yeah.
He came with the idea of the fidget spinner, which I think I have it. This is the original.
Oh, dude, I've definitely sold one of those.
Dude, those things blow up.
Yeah.
So this is the box we had in Best Buy.
That's amazing.
Wow.
We crushed it. Like we did very, very well. And that was on the back of like influencer, and that was on the back of paid media. And so that was true. If I didn't let's put it this way. If I didn't do that, Tim Bird would have never hired me at the agency in Newport Beach. And then that would have never given me the mentorship and ability to execute, which then sent me to where I was before this.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dude, that's wild, dude.
I'm not kidding. This has been like a stair step. And I would, if someone would ask me like, what's my talk about right now? It's like pure learning. Like 6 years of absolute, just hold the fuck on and go as fast as you can.
Yeah. Yeah. Using other people's money too, which is dope.
Right. Cause first of all, I didn't have the money.
Yeah.
How do you spend unless you get it? So now all the relationships, thankfully, I'm very, you don't have it here, but there's like one of the Facebook case studies underneath for 2 brands that I'm very, very proud of. 3 brands I'm proud of.
Yeah. Dude, that's like that's a great learning lesson. You know, what's interesting is like we just had a podcast yesterday, but it won't be dropped yesterday, but, exact same thing, man. Learn with someone else's money, blow yourself up, get your skills locked in, and just keep moving forward. So when opportunity comes to you, are you more like back then, were you more of like just like a yes man? Like, hey, I don't know where this is going to go, but let's try it out and ride it out and I'll learn something from it.
I think you just said it, because so my dream as a boy was be a pro soccer player.
Yeah.
As soon as I achieved it, I was like, oh shit, like what? Now what?
Yeah.
Where do we go? And so I had to like reset life goals. And the next was like, start a brand and sell it. That was like, cool, check, done. And then it was be a well-known individual in the space I care about. And like, I think that's the path we're currently on, right? How do you
nice.
That?
Yeah. No doubt.
Internet
that's
street
badass.
cred. Internet street
like,
cred.
like literally, when did you realize okay, let's put it this way. So my dad and mom, bless their hearts, like they worked their asses off, right? But they only knew, I mean, probably some of your parents, like you guys are similar age, they knew like what their salary was going to be. And as soon as I saw like on a screen somewhere that what we spent was like what they've made forever, you're like, oh my God, like what are we doing? Like, why aren't we doing that?
Yeah, man. Internet money is like, it's so different. It's so different.
Dude, I feel like most people don't even think about that. Like we were thinking actually of a new campaign angle recently. And the concept of like, how do you market to people who like plan for a budget? And not that we like don't plan for a budget, but for the most part, when we go do stuff, we don't really worry about it. You know what I mean? It's like dinner is $80. It's $300. It's
See
dinner.
Tyler's previous picture of San Diego.
Yeah. Really? Yeah. You're like, I'm okay. Like, I'm okay. Whatever happens is going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. Within reason, you know what I mean? If we're renting PJs and we're taking off to Greece, that's a different story. But like for the most part, yeah, it doesn't really matter. So it was just so interesting sometimes thinking about that concept. But I think a lot of the time too, man, people just don't think about like the options that are out there.
No, dude, think about now being you talk to founders and entrepreneurs all the time. Like your connections, and this is why obviously the podcast is beautiful. I'm a partner with James on Geek Out Education.
Nice.
I have a partner in everything here. It's all connection, bro. That's totally. I was listening to James talk about this, and at the same time I was like writing our mission because we have our event in February, so we're getting all speakers, everything on board. We handpick our fucking speakers.
Yeah.
We make it very particular. And I was writing the mission about it, and it's so similar to what he talked about because, it's community, and our value is literally like, I don't want to be cheesy, but network is net worth. Oh man, that is so proven true and true.
It's so true, man.
Yeah.
Even if, and like, not even like in the partnerships, like that's beneficial too. But I find in the influence, like if I'm hanging out with a dude who's like just crushing what I'm doing day to day, I'm just like, that's achievable. What's he doing? Yeah. I can do that too. And then like, that's why I love going to these events, man. Cause I always hang out with people that are way better off than me. And I'm just like, fuck, I'm selling myself short, time to level up. And it compounds. It may not compound exactly at that moment, but like, dude, every year gets better and better.
It's so, dude, so valuable. Not even just I was like, literally wrote this. It's not about the content or discussions being told to you. It's about the relationship and the people that you just, like, this guy is doing programmatic TV. Oh shit, this guy's doing mailers now. Why are you doing mailers? That's all I care about. And like that distribution of knowledge. Now here's a question that we've been getting asked, and I still debate this. Why do we have to charge for it? Like, why, if it's so X, if it's so valuable, if you want to give back so much, why do you have to charge for it? I think it's just another hurdle. If you don't believe that you should pay to get into the experience, like, then can you provide that much value to everybody there? Like, that's how we look at both of it. Because, man, as soon as I started looking at time to like what compensation is, it like really limited the amount of things I like took on or focused with. And I don't have like a perfect formula, but I'm going like, what could that compound in? Or is that the relationship, that person ability to compound me even heavier?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm going to go there. Like, I'm going to go like investing in you guys as a platform. We have a platform, right? Like, now I'm more inclined to be like, thank you so much for distribution. Guess what? Here's our events. Where do you want to go?
Yeah.
That's the benefit.
Yeah.
Totally.
Agreed. Yeah. I mean,
that makes sense.
It's interesting because I came from like kind of like a black hatty email marketing world originally, and a little black hatty Facebook world. But I find like, and in my head, just because of like how someone explained it to me, I was like, everyone's shady in this industry. Everyone rips everybody off. Nobody shares info and stuff. But now it's the opposite. Like, I will tell anybody almost fucking everything because I know I'm going to get it back tenfold. And there's enough money for everyone to make money here. So like, share the wealth, man.
Billy, think about it. Just on the agency side, this is pretty narrow-minded, but I can name like 6 agencies that all work in LA that have like rotated clients.
Yeah.
Really?
Like, it's going to come around. Like, it's going to go to comment. It's going to go to ad quadrant. It's going to go to mute. It's going to go to me. It's going to go to client boost. Like, it's going to go all the way around.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny, dude.
It's a small industry too. Like,
it is.
It may seem massive, but it's fairly small.
Oh my God. I fully agree.
But we just met, so I don't know if it's that small.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
It was a matter of time.
Yeah, for sure.
Just to align with this too, man, I think one of the biggest things I think for myself is I try to like gauge where my mindset's every day and like build these mental triggers. So if I'm thinking like, if there's a day I'm thinking about like, man, why are we spending this much money? It's not only a thing of like, one, I should double check to see where we're spending money, but 2, being in a mindset of lack as opposed to a mindset of abundance is fucking super key. Just living that mindset of lack, it's just going to hold you back. You need to be in that abundance mindset.
Always. And you do. Okay, I don't know your personal lives, but this has affected like us with my partner, right? Today is, we're recording this December 17th. I hit 10 years with my partner.
Wow. Congratulations.
Not married.
Yeah.
Right? That shock, even though we wear this ring, it's a commitment to each other. 10 years. And I look at this as like 2 things. I'm like, fuck. We have 2 beautiful dogs, which you probably will hear, and we have 2 French bulldogs. They're snoring off left and right. And we've done a bunch of things. I go, that is how I wish every relationship I had was. Because now you know everything. Like, I'm sure you 2 have been together for a while. How long have you guys been?
Oh, me and Tyler? Fuck.
Yeah.
Well, together or together? I'm just kidding. What, like 12 years now? We've been like in some capacity working on and off. It's been a long time, man.
We always make a joke that Tyler's my other life partner.
Hey, no, it's not a joke. I got Jake. We all got somebody.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a deep question I would love your input on. Do you believe one person can provide everything for you? Can they be everything that you need to offset who you are? One person.
I would say no.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think so either.
I agree. I agree wholehearted. Why do you feel no?
Certain people bring out different things. Like, Tyler's going to push me to do different shit than my fiance is going to, for sure. And as they both make me be a better person, it's in different capacities.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. Everyone has their strengths and weaknesses. If anything, it's the diversity that always makes us stronger at the end of the day.
Yeah. For sure.
That's what solid answers. So I wish I would have went first so I could have said cool things first.
We're leaving the best for last, man. Like I'm watching you. I'm waiting because I know that you got some good shit about to drop. Because like anyone who asks questions like that, man, they got some insightful shit.
Oh fuck. Okay. Hopefully this sounds better in my head. It sounds probably better in my head than it does outside. Here we go.
Nah.
It's like, as I would say, maybe our industry, maybe us as like individuals, I'm an ENFP, which is like, I'm a 4. I'm a very strongly emotional individual. I believe I am I call a soft alpha, right? Like you have alphas and betas consistently. And I know I'm an alpha because I love leadership positions, but it's actually over-indexed on judged upon as being soft. And I'll tell you why. Because although like your leader should be in front, leader should be, or leading from the back, however you want to interpret it. If you're in front, they have someone to look to. If you're in back, you're able to be there to support. Regardless of it, you have to understand how your people tick, and you have to understand at least the situation, because not only we deal with employees, but we deal with business owners who have employees, and we handle usually majority of like their stress because we're pushing all the revenue, right? Or we're pushing a large portion of the revenue. So we get the good, the bad, and it's accelerated, right? Mm-hmm. In doing this, I had to realize what time to lead and what time to not. We call it Batman and Robining. So when we take a call with client or we take a call with our partners, we know which part to lead and we know which part to step back on. And so, whereas you have, it's not like Batman and Robin, they both have different abilities. They support each other. They're not like super by themselves. So they need each other. And so when I go, I am an intensity as like at all times. Like it's either all or you get nothing. It's a very addictive personality. And so I know to give the people in my life, like they have love tanks. Everybody has a tank of love. And all day you're like pouring it out. You're like, oh shit, that's a conversation. That's a conversation. And you get home to your partner or you get home to the person that you're doing any intensity of work or change. And if you don't have anything in this bucket, like you can't support them, right? And then you have to get from them to fill yourself up. So if you're always taking from that person that you've chosen to have your life with 12 years, 10 years, 15 years, 40 years, like it's going to continue.
Yeah.
You got to give them a breather. And that's on us as very, very strong individuals.
Yeah. Makes sense, man.
Yeah. That's
smart. Dude, I like the way you talked about just the way you lead too. Like that's one thing, the older I get and the more the team grows, I'm very conscious of. It's like, how does everyone fit on the bus? And like, there's times I've like hoped people would develop in a way that it's just not really inside of them. And you put that expectation on somebody and then they constantly fail you, but really it's your own fault because you put that expectation. Like there's certain guys on my team that like what they're doing is what they should continue to do. And they're so fucking good in that. And for me to pull them out of that is a mistake, 1 on them and 2 on the company, where it's like, well, let's find someone else to complement. But man, the more the team grows, the more we go on, the revenue we see as it grows too, man. Like we just really look at our people and where they fit and how they fit together. And like when you get that combination just right, it's fucking crazy what's possible.
Man, if I could tip you on that, I would send you money, because this shit relates so aggressively to where I am right now. It is, and it's on us. Like at the end of the day, it's our culture, resemblance of what we've created. It's the environment we're providing. So it's like a double edge. Like, damn, I don't want to get rid of him, and then also, damn, I don't want to realize I made a bad decision. Okay, keep him in. And that's not the right decision. The one that we choose to do, we both, and this actually prompted me to like, I got to think through stuff. End of the year's coming. I know there's been a lot of changes, especially on the LA side for people that are working in the creative world. So I'm like, okay, what we want to build, and James kind of said it, like when I listened to James, how he broke down, like, what is he doing? This is me in a nutshell. We have Structured Social, which is the agency where we partner with brands. We run all their media. So majority of that's Facebook. But if they come to us and go, please handle everything, because the shift of individual specialists, like someone's like, I'm just a Facebook killer. I'm a Facebook or I'm a Snap killer. Like it's really difficult to get all these freelance hitters because they can charge a fat fee, right? Yeah. But if you can bring it and find one team and be like, okay, they're very, very good at one thing, which is Facebook and Instagram. I need to be elsewhere. I'm a brand. I need to be elsewhere, but they might not be the best at it just yet. It's on your traffic partner or your agency to like work and develop, and you guys develop that relationship together, right? That's how you grow. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now it's shifting to that. Like I'm starting to see people come in and going, okay, well, we know Facebook is good, but how about these other things? How do you support me there? And we have to make these plays.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, you know, it's funny, man. I'm kind of in that situation right now where like we built out a funnel and it's been great. Like 4 months ago, it did, $5,000 in revenue. And last month it did 250 grand. And this month they'll probably finish off 350. So it's scaled very well in the lead gen space. The issue was we're on Facebook And every now and again, Facebook will shut down your account.
Yeah.
And so what we started doing is scaling onto YouTube, Google, native, stuff like that. But it's starting to turn into exactly what you're saying, where it's like, we're kind of like piecing guys in. And plus, we don't have YouTube expertise. Google, we're still learning. You know what I mean? It's hard to really manage that, man. So like, are you guys as a company that offers third-party ad management, are you guys looking to bring that all in-house, providing a client? Or what do you kind of recommend for people?
Yeah, bro, great answer. So I'll answer it in two capacities. I'll answer it from you as a brand owner, and I'll answer it from like why an agency wants it. So if I get sidetracked, those are the two things I'm trying to get you to understand.
Awesome.
Perfect.
The first thing as a brand owner is like, hey, the questions I ask is like, what can I afford to invest in this person? Okay, that's a hitter. What do I believe in their ability to exponentially get me to where I need to be quicker? And do I invest that dollars into a higher paid person and he might or should get me there quicker? Or do I look for a more cheaper, cost-effective solution and build with him and hope that he like pans out? They're both bets. They're both gonna be bets, right?
Mm-hmm.
To learn your business, you still need to give them at least a month, at least 2 months now with Facebook. And that can only be accelerated by the dollar in which you spend. Okay? Even if you find a higher, like a hitter for hire is what I call it, the biggest thing that you can get from them and the best benefit you have is as they're doing what they're doing, give them their space, get their metrics they need to hit, and ask them to document a little bit of how they're doing it for your brand. Because now what you get to do is ideally you want in-house. And this, I'll talk about this at length as well. You want in-house so you can own it as a brand owner. You have one funnel. You guys are smart dudes. You have plenty of friends. You're going to get hit up to, hey, would you want to do this with me? You want your media buyer underneath, because the speed in which you can move or the ability that you can get things up and running is way easier, way more effective. And they're yours. They work for you, right? They're good benefits. So that let the expert that's running for you provide education or provide some learnings for you as the brand owner, whoever's in charge of that management. And so that way you have like, oh, at least I can't work with you anymore, but at least I can give this to this other person and I believe in him and I'm investing in him. Hey, you go man this, you go build this out. And that's a brand, okay? If I'm the agency, which I'm doing now, we are unbelievable at Facebook, Instagram, and we're learning Snapchat. We have great access into TikTok early, and I have good friends and brands that are winning on it. So now we'll learn it and we have insight from what's happening on the brand side. I can't go to a client and be like, hey, I'm confident that I can crush it for you on TikTok. You should hire me and pay me my full rate. I'm fucking ludicrous. Unless maybe I'm providing value elsewhere, there's no way. I would have to be straight up like, hey, I'm going to learn this. I'm getting into this. Invest with me and you get to reap the benefits of being a first mover, right? Everybody gets benefits from first moving. Credit, more support, like you name it. You can always negotiate shit. And so that is how me as an agency I'm trying to go, because I need to learn my skills, get my skills better, as well as like provide a brand learning, right? All they need is learning. If anything, in a perfect world as an agency, we just be a black box. You get a report every single week and they go, okay, we're either making money or losing money. And the agency provides recommendations of where to go.
Yeah.
Boom. Stop asking questions. Doesn't matter where. Here you go. Keep moving. Build your brand. That's what I wish it could be, but there's no way. Like, especially the volume that we spend, people would freak out if they don't have access to ad accounts these days.
Yeah, I can see that. Man.
So
what do you recommend?
I want everybody.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I want everybody to come to one person, me, and then as the growth person, be able to go like, all right, these guys are the best of the best here.
Yeah.
Let's use this. But I'm a central point. So they don't only have to go anywhere. So as an agency, you want to have everything, because now it's 1 meeting a week versus 6 meetings a week. Or you're hiring an outside growth, just someone that they aren't managing or running it. It's actually kind of like the rebirth of the CMO, like an e-com CMO. It's just it's reworded as a growth. Would it be head of growth or growth head or whatever they would call them? And they just need to manage channels and manage the best people.
Yeah. Tyler, you had a question?
Yeah, just wondering, like at the end of the day, like, because are you guys looking to run traffic on Google at all?
Yeah, so we don't, but we run it with a partner in the Netherlands. I think that's
gotcha.
Vincent. So we trust him. He's an expert. He's an expert in what he does.
Nice.
Gotcha.
Well, I was going to say, because my biggest gripe with Facebook right now is like, you just don't know what they're going to do. And it's so hard to get actual details back. Like at the end of the day, we want to do whatever we can to make Facebook happy. but like logistically, that just does not happen. And so lately I've been a big proponent of diversity. Diversify your traffic, diversify coming in. Is that kind of the same road you're pushing with your clients right now, or how are you guys handling that?
That's a big initiative. So we finish off the year knowing what we know best, which is Facebook and Instagram. And we've already begun discussions going, listen, we have to diversify. It's much difficult. Here's the numbers. You can't deny this. But with that, we either introduce them to people that we trust and we keep them close, or we manage it ourselves and let them know, full transparency, we aren't the best at this, but we will be the best at it. You're my partner. Here we go. At that point, like, it's up to the brand. If they don't want to trust us, or they don't want to spend the dollars for us to learn on, fully understand that, we're going to introduce you to someone that does crush it. For instance, content, we can't make content just yet. Why? Yeah. Because we haven't built it out. So we use our partners because we know that they do good work. And I think that's our duty, right? As network builders, we have to provide best when whatever we know, we should try to provide them to the best we know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Within your agency, like, let's say you're hiring a new media buyer, are you going to hire someone that can hit all platforms and is a pro across all of it? Or are you just going to try and create one heavy hitter in one niche and then just stack that? Because we're in the position right now where we're thinking like, hey, we want to fucking hire, we want to scale this shit out. But it's not as easy as just like randomly like hiring dudes and letting them test it out, right? Like it's a tough process.
Oh, I don't think any choice you take is going to be an easy process, whether you get one hitter or a multi-hitter. I just haven't seen, like, I would call that a full stack marketer, right? They understand the traffic sources. They would have to understand the tracking. They would have to understand the pages they're running, and they'd have to understand the creative that they're running, right? It's a full stack person. I have yet to find one, and when I do, you'll never know his or her name.
Fair enough.
I'll be following you around. No, I'm just kidding.
But then the other question is, if they're a full stack marketer, why aren't they working for themselves?
Absolutely. I was with a fantastic team, very, very fantastic team, Common Thread, right? And I was like, listen, I'm working my reputation, working my name, working on this. And Taylor was like, listen, I understand you're building yourself up tremendously. Go do you. Like, go to you. Because at that point, it's now a conflict.
Yeah.
So I knew it. I'm like, okay, fuck, I gotta go do this.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about like you hiring, because how big is your team in total now?
We're 9 people big.
Nice. And then who, like, of those 9 people, who kind of does what?
Oh shit. Okay. So the simplest way, we have 3 on a design team, and that's from ad creation, manipulation, and editing, because this will supply a business called Constant Creative, which is just editing and creative.
Yeah.
And they still support the agency at Structure Social. So those 3. We have 2 ad buyers that are, I would say junior, but they're coming along. They're working very hard. Then we have 2 project managers. So that's what, 3, 2, and then you
7,
have,
right?
And then you have myself and Jake.
Gotcha.
So of these, we supply 3 sides of our business, which is our consultancy, where we don't run any traffic. This is just a team. Like, for what you're saying, an outside head of growth, bro, that is so common these days, because they're like, hey, we just hired these 2 media buyers, but I'm not a performance person. Can you just like make sure they're doing what they're doing, and then I can keep the brand intact? That's very common. I have like 4 deals. It's smart though. They're like, hey, I don't know it, but I know the brand, so just like manage that part. I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
And then we have obviously our media buying clients. We can't take on too many clients because I saw early, just like growth is expensive. We're in California as well.
Oh yeah.
I'm either gonna be getting land in like Santa Ana or Long Beach. Neither I want to go to. And again, if we want to grow this thing tremendously, like, we're going to find support elsewhere where it's not going to be stateside.
Gotcha. Makes sense. Yeah. When you're like the 2 media buyers you have, are they out of industry? Do you hire guys that are in industry and have experience? How do you guys approach it?
Man, so if I could follow, this is not perfect, but this is the criteria that I want to always keep. Immigrants, those that have served our country, ex-professional athletes, or those looking to restart.
Interesting.
Okay. So immigrants, there's just a different level of respect and grind.
Yeah.
And just different. it's like personal, always. It's always personal. Like they're here. Those have served our country. They know they've gone through some shit.
Yeah.
They've dedicated towards something for some period of time. That's what we do in marketing. Those that, and then professional athletes, they've gone through shit, and I relate heavily with them. They have either lost, won, or have been a contributor on a part of a team, right?
Yeah.
And it's weird. I really want to do a study, if anybody of your viewers has this, of the amount of former athletes in like leadership positions, and of that position, what were they, like a tennis dude, a golf guy, or like a team sport person?
Yeah.
I would love to see this. And the last one is hardship. I grew up, I wouldn't say like super difficult, but obviously divorced parents around Christmas time, and like the memory of that.
Yeah.
Then you meet, my family is very small. My partner's family is freaking tremendously huge. So it's like nothing to over index on a lot. That teaches you, like, you got to learn that stuff real quick. And those people I found come out to be great people that want to like put in the extra work.
So it sounds like you're hiring for desire over skill.
Yeah. And I learned that face to face with common thread, like effort. They call it hire for effort and interest.
Yeah.
Because
skills can be taught. Yeah. The grind is internal.
Yeah.
Oh, man, you can't replicate that.
Fuck, man. That's interesting.
Advice, I agree with it too.
Dude, I fully agree with the sports players and military, only based off Tyler's experience. I haven't had firsthand with that, but based off Tyler's experience, I agree with the military. Immigrants too, man. So grateful. I love our outsourcers to death. They will ride or die. They will, whatever it takes, man. The only downside is the language barrier, and just not really, it's not even the language barrier, it's the culture barrier. That gets tough in certain places. I
agree with this. The colloquialisms, the humor, what we've found, especially in the positions that we have them, they're in the creative, and they're in the like, it's weird. It's like, kind of, if someone asked me like what makes a good media buyer and not media buyer, a good media buyer to me is someone that's not afraid to spend money. Well, how do you get to spend money? You're in two positions. You have someone that, like myself, provides opportunities for you to spend, or you yourself find a brand, you scale it.
Yeah.
There might be so many good buyers. I'm having this experience right now with one. He's like, yo, I know what I'm doing with these 20K budgets or 20K a month budgets, but like now I'm trying to replicate that with this 200K or 300K budget. And I go, oh, I got you there, bro. Just, I know you got fundamentals. Like, I'll get you to where you need to be.
Yeah.
They need the opportunity.
The mindset to spend heavy, man, it's a different one. And it's interesting with our guy. Like, I'm just like, no, bro, harder, like push harder. Don't think of it. Think about it like 20 grand, like $20, just fucking push.
Oh God. Yeah. And this is, take these guys to Vegas and like this is, who taught me this? Someone taught me this. I think James taught me this. He would, and take him to Vegas and be like, you want to know what 50 grand looks like?
Yeah.
This is what 50 grand looks like. And they're going to be like, oh, like they make it so much bigger in their mind. I don't know if I've seen 50 grand stacked in cash. And I looked at it, I'm like, okay, like I respect that that's a good amount, but it wasn't like what I made it up in my mind.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
We were talking about that in San Diego, actually. We're like, man, if we threw like 250 grand in a backpack and like we're just cruising around, because our media buyer had his like camera equipment with him, we're like, oh, we should just fill with cash. Like, we were just being idiots, right? And we're like, the sad part, you'd fill such a small portion of the bag that it'd be like underwhelming.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a trigger. They're gonna be like,
oh, totally.
Fuck. Like, all right.
Yeah.
But I came up with a solution to put it in ones and then go to the strip club.
Brilliant.
That looks like a lot.
Well, that's what they think. They think it's a lot too. They're like, damn, that's a lot of, they're singles. Damn.
It's singles.
Yeah.
I love it.
Let's switch into the brands. So you guys manage a few e-com brands. You manage their Facebook and Instagram.
Not organic. We're paid. We're paid.
Paid.
Nice.
Gotcha.
Paid traffic. We are, yes. So we have 12 currently, various capacities. Brands. I'll talk about the brands I've worked with and that aren't currently working with, just for like
cool
exclusivity. So Snow teeth whitening, obviously that's a brand that I was very fortunate enough to be with Josh all of last year.
Nice.
Those are the type of brands I like to play with, right? Those are doing over 50 mil. And he trusts, like Josh, I think he even said it to you. He lets A players do A player things. I think I learned that from him. So if you're going to hire the best, you expect to pay the best, they should give you the best. So brands like that, Diff Eyewear is another. Chad as a founder, fucking one of these most brilliant guys. I would love to introduce you. He's on the brand side, and he's built just like a behemoth in the sunglass space. And this is off the back of when Blender sold, right? They just got a 90 mil evaluation for Blender. Wow. That's the San Diego team. He sold majority, but a big time, like a Luxottica brand bought him. And Chad's like, fuck that. Like, I'm taking this bad boy to 100 million. I'll do it by myself. I was like, okay, respect. Those are the brands I need to be a part of because they just think on this different level where you have new e-com founders coming out. And we get it comes in two different ways. Guys that come to us go like, Shaq, like I figured this out. It's cracked. I'm already spending $3K a day. I just don't want to manage it. We got to go do this other shit. Take it over. Right. That way they're handing me a nice package that's already working. And even go down to like Native Path, Scott Rennick. I ran his stuff last year.
Oh, nice.
Fantastic team. John Martin, when he was jumping into the space, I was his main person that got him into e-com. He launched Power with me.
Yeah.
Obviously Josh, Chad, like these are the type of brands that these guys that get the space, they come in. And now it's like a respect of like, all right, bro, do your thing. Let's make money. Or we get the ones that are coming in that are going like the founder niche. So this group of this team, you guys know founder.com, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So they have this budding community of first-time starters because Greta has done such a great job of like set to launch. So she has one course that's just like built to launch or the first beginning of something. So they're creating great creative brands, but they haven't done it before.
Yeah.
So I'm going, I think it's better for brands that are just beginning with Facebook's tool because now I don't have to do crazy horizontal scaling or tactics that we had to pull this year or 2 years ago to get scale and volume. Now I can spin up dynamic creative. I'm very good at making visuals. Boom. Now you're able to show and tell your story. Now all you need from me is like, okay, here's your structures. Just follow this and let's regroup on what it tells us.
Nice. Awesome.
That's smart.
I love these.
Yeah, man. One thing I want to get your perspective on, man, like as far as like we get a lot of time people ask us or they'll show us their e-com store and they're selling like, maybe they're selling phone cases or something like that. From your perspective and what you've been able to scale, what kind of opportunities do you look at where you're like, man, this thing has some potential in it. And that's before you even start spending. Like, is there any criteria you look at beforehand that you like, that attracts you? You're like, yeah, this is going to be big.
Yeah, dude, this is such a great question. And I've reflected on this because I don't know why I thought I was getting this, but I put thought into it. So these are, if you can see here, I have literally all the brands that I run with. They're like kind of stacked up left and right.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it's just a reminder to me. So if I look at it, it's like $35 initial purchase. And this is a mask, right? So it's a consumable. Over $200 high OV.
Yeah.
Potential consumable. This is a smart ball, but the smartness is in the app, which means they can still ship the ball and they can have a higher perceived value because it's tied to a technology platform.
Smart.
Right?
Interesting.
Then you have jewelry, which if you are a buyer of jewelry, you stay consistently with it because that piece complements the rest of its pieces. This piece is probably $200. This is an emotion tied to a specific holiday, which if you sell on emotions, there's no way you can get any money you want from it. Mm-hmm. Plus, it usually highlights a pet, which we all spend way more money on our pets than ourselves.
Oh yeah, those are the dog socks. I forgot about those.
Then you have, this is Slick. So Slick is, look, when I show you this, and now you probably already have this in your mind, what does that look like real quick?
Monster.
Done. Brand recognition. Now it has reputability. Like I'll go down all of it. Like this is shout out to Pug. These are called ramen condoms. These are condoms. Look at,
dude, that's hilarious.
Look at this, dude. You're gonna die. It's like the flavor wrapper.
Oh, that's so great.
Shrimp.
That's hilarious. Shrimp flavor.
Because who doesn't want a shrimp flavored condom?
Babe, grab the shrimp flavor.
Yeah.
Suddenly craving ramen.
So what do you get from that, man? Because that's a whole collection of shit.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I went on a rant.
Oh, that's good. We like rants.
The thing is AOV above $40. We have the product has to be over $40. That's me. Like that's even me going like, fuck, I wish this was 50. Because we need space to spend. It's just things are more expensive. this product A has to lend itself to product B very seamlessly, so that now we already understand, hey, even if I'm not ready to launch a product, I at least have an idea of what I could sell this. For instance, mask, makeup brush, right?
Yeah.
Or ball, second ball, or back end upsell. If it doesn't lend itself to a product B's purchase, this person, you're literally choosing to ruin or kill off any significant LTV. And that's if you aren't a consumable. LTV is built into that kind of stuff. You're drinking it, you're consuming it, right?
Yeah.
So that obviously why we love that space. And they usually have more movement on margins because it's repetition of a very simple substance consistently, right? So they might hammer me on like CPAs, like Shaq, like we needed this. I'm like, listen, that cost you 4 cents. I understand what you're running. Like, I'm going to acquire the customer as quick as possible. Brands that understand that Facebook is a tool, not a, not a fishing, Facebook is a tool. Okay. All these platforms are tools. At the end of the day, you still have to control everything from traffic, or everything from site experience to product experience, right? That site, like, we can do our best of driving traffic. We can get cheap traffic, but if you aren't doing anything after it's off of us, and obviously we would do our best to help you there, like, that is on you. Like, that is your job. If you expect the marketer to be the one that's going to make your product sell, all we do is we're a mouthpiece. We're going to accelerate the people love it or hate it.
Yeah, that's true. Just
right?
amplifies it.
So if you're able to let me invest in, we call it buying data. We have to buy the data, or we have to make the decisions with it. I believe that using Facebook as a tool, you need to over-index on creative strategy. And this is, again, James talked about this. You can automate media buying. You can automate testing. You can automate tests in general. But what you can't automate is the creativity or angles that you're able to get it in there for the output, right? You have to be the brain of the output. You can't replace that. That's where the money is going to go. And that's why we believe creative, been talking about for a year. How many people are like mobile, and then like creative. Yeah, we know, like, but now it's just like, that's really here. You can't ignore that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we're definitely seeing a trend that, like, the creative and the copywriting, that's where the value is, because this shit's getting so automated that, like, as long as you understand the platform, you can just hit play, figure it out, break down the numbers, and you're good.
Dude, we got a call last night. Our biggest client, we hit all their goals, and they go, well, it literally goes, I don't think you guys provide any value on the media buying side. Like, anybody can do this. And I was like, first of all, whoa, we won for you, chill. Second, I kind of agree, but like, there's a lot more that we do provide. But this analogy I gave to someone, if you gave Braille, you're like, I know this says something to me, but I still need the blind person to communicate what it is actually doing. That's like us giving someone a data here. What does that even do? Like, I can't even make a decision on. That's where the creative, we can acquire our payments.
Makes sense.
Damn.
That's cool,
crazy,
bro.
Man. We're going to pivot here a little bit, man. So, like, we kind of talked about it a bit with, like, hiring or getting hired up with people who have money, like an agency or a brand or something like that. But what do you suggest for people that are just kind of getting into this industry, want to learn the ropes, want to transition from whatever it is they're doing into online marketing?
Oh, dude, okay, so you have two paths. First one is to do it yourself. I would do it yourself. You can always, anybody, and this is unfortunate in the industry, there's a lot of people that precipitate, I think that prolificate, or whatever the term is, speaks about how good they are, and they don't have a lot of proven experience. That's tough. If you don't know what you're even doing or what you're looking at, somebody really with a little bit more knowledge than you can communicate and convince you to pay them, right? You have to run it to a degree. Facebook's blueprint is easy as hell. Just get the terminology and navigate the platform yourself. Okay. Understand, if you are going to build a product, you are the one that has to know the product in and out, or how to sell a product, or at least an inclination of where to go. So again, talked to a new founder the other day. She goes, I have investment. This is my first time doing this, but I fully understand what my brand is. What can I expect from the marketer? I go, first of all, learn the platform so you know where to check on them and where to, like, call their bullshit, for one. Two, have an idea of what needs to be made, right? If you expect the marketer to come to you every week or every month, whenever you sync with them, with like, I think this is the direction we need to go with, where are they pulling that from? Yeah, the data, but if it's starting off and you have no direction in what you want to run with, you can't. Lean on them as a technician, but you still have to be the one that's like steering the entire ship. I would get into the groups, right? We have AdLeaks is very, very good with Tim Birdie. He's got a great group. We have a great group, Geek Out. I think Facebook ad buyers, you can find some good stuff if you use the search.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of good free stuff. So even Maxwell Flynn does great. Ezra Firestone does great in the ecom world. And bro, you guys have 46 videos, now 47, I think yesterday. Well, I'll be 48 potentially, of people that are winning. Hit them up.
Yeah.
It's so easy to get a DM. It's so like you guys, I guarantee you, so hey, I've listened to 6 of your podcasts. I need help. I want to start my own. Bro, you're going to pick up the phone.
Dude,
and
so many times.
The longer we go on too, the more we hear about people reaching out to people we've had on here and like ended up like hiring them or like working with them long term or like success stories, man. Like that's why we love this podcast so much, is just we always hear about people winning just because they listen to like 1 or 2 episodes.
Oh my God. And this is you. This is because of you guys. So I think that people don't ask for stuff. And this goes back to college, right? I thought I had to go to school to get a job.
Yeah.
Like, no way. Like this, I would have hired a mentor. I would have paid someone to let me learn. And then I did that later. But think if we would have done that at 17, 18, 19.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Way ahead. And like, there's so many young guys now. Like, man, if it took me, I don't even know how many years to start actually making moves, but a long fucking time, right? If I did this shit when I was 21, 22, even if I was still partying, having fun, I would be way farther ahead than I am now.
Oh my God, this kills me. Like my brother is in a great, very smart guy. He's in a medical sales device. Good industry.
Crazy. Yeah.
Good industry. But I'm like, dude, please, just like, please sit at this computer with me. Like, please, I know what you can do.
Yeah. Oh, and just to clarify, he's talking about Facebook Blueprint, which is a Facebook like course that they offer that shows how their platform works, how to build ads, all that shit. So, and it's free for anyone. Oh, it's all good, man. It's all good.
Yeah.
Damn.
Ezra has a bunch of free shit too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously there's a bunch of stuff.
There's tons of great stuff out there, man. Tons of great stuff out there. Awesome, man.
Switching tracks a little bit. I want to talk about some of the brands you've worked with. One, to give you a little humble brag, but 2, to kind of pull out the nuggets that you learned through scaling those brands. So I know, like, obviously, you probably have NDAs with your clients.
Sure.
So, you don't have to tell us. We don't want to ruin that for you. But let's talk about some of the brands that come to you, where they've started and where you've taken them, and then the key takeaways that you learned that you were able to apply to help get them there.
Solid question again. So we'll use, I have 5 that I feel comfortable talking about, 3 that were with, 2 that are currently with me and 3 that weren't. So we have Snow, we have Diff, and we have Snow, Diff, Pup Socks, and the current ones, which is Posh Peanut and Vessi Footwear. These 5 people, they're all legitimate brands. They've all done significant volume, and it's been myself as well as like my team currently and my past team. So I've had a lot of different influences on these specifically. Every brand that's come into us has had a clear identity of what they are serving. For instance, Posh Peanut is very, very flower-like, and it's a strong statement. They have softer pieces, but where they got famous on was like the very big floral prints. That was her difference, and she stuck with that product for as long as she possibly could until she literally had to scale because of the demand.
Mm-hmm.
That started on Etsy. All that on Etsy. And what I see is like, bro, if you look at Kickstarter and Etsy, they have actually like very big ingenuity. Like there's a lot of ingenuity there. That's a lot of great inspiration to work with. Mm-hmm. So she, working with Fiona, which is the main founder, she's fully believed in her product and she's fully allowed herself to focus on the community. So as soon as she built Posh Peanut, the second thing she did, and similar to like the All Your brand, they built a group, right? Because think about the demo. Mothers, they're usually buying products for their young children. They could be close to pregnancy. Okay, great. That's a whole community. If you get one child, do you know how long a child stays with you? Shit, I don't have one, but I'm sure they're going to be with you at least for 3 years.
Too long.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. 18.
So that has a great product built in LTV on that. Vessi Footwear, they have a clear value proposition. Okay, that product itself is a waterproof, breathable shoe.
Vancouver, baby. Vancouver.
Rep, that V looks like them, dude.
Dude, oh yeah, it does. They're local. So I'm from Vancouver, and they're a local brand, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in Vancouver consistently. We have Rove Concepts and Vessi. Rove is beautiful. That's that's a dream brand of mine.
Hit me up, man. I am here all the time.
Yeah, so I do it at least four times a year. Anyways,
yeah.
So Vessi, those founders, what they do is they came in with a large user base. So again, similar to Posh built off of their flamboyancy and the headbands and the Etsy community.
Yeah.
Etsy launched with a Kickstarter. They knew that there was a demand in the field. And I also think that product is brilliant. So how they show it consistently is the main value prop is everywhere. Waterproof, hammering that into the consumer. And so when you come to us, you know what you're getting. That's a second strong one. When Posh started with us, they were spending no more than $30,000 a month. Now we're working on year 3 with them.
Wow.
This Q4, I think she got frustrated with us because we didn't beat 10 million.
Wow.
Like, hold on, I lost you in one headphone real quick. 1 second.
Yeah.
You still got me on this one?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So she was like frustrated with us. She's like, oh, we should have pushed harder. I was like, yeah, we know. Like, sorry.
Wow. So you guys went from 30,000 a month to like 3 million a month.
Yeah. No. This is revenue.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. I thought you were talking about spend. I wish I was spending 3 million a month.
Oh, sorry. Yes, that's correct. You said that she was spending 30 grand a month. What are they spending now, ballpark, if you could talk about it?
Oh no, so across 3 accounts, we're just under 500,000. And I think that's just on Facebook. And if we would have done on YouTube as well, YouTube and Google, we would have been over $500,000 this year.
Wow.
Crazy.
Just this Q4 period. And before that, we were begging for cash. We're like, Fiona, this is fire. Like we don't get stats like this. Yeah. And I'll tell you this one, I know if she watches, she's gonna laugh. She sent me a text because our bet was like, we're gonna do everything at like a 3x, like a 4x. We'll do everything at a 4x. And we got like 3.35. And I was like so cocky. I was like, nah, 4, don't trip about it. Like, don't trip about it. And what happens when you scale? Like when you scale, that
goes down.
Yeah. And she saw how good it was. She goes, push it, go. And I'm like, yo, but I'm gonna ruin my I'm gonna ruin my bet. He quickly was like, stop that, let's go. And like obviously everyone's gonna get paid. But it's shit like that. Like she's just trust. She let us do what we needed to do. That's amazing, man. For Vessi, we'll go to Chad, right? So I worked with Chad at Diff Eyewear. We got a record with him. We did 275,000 in 2 days spend.
Wow.
Nice.
We weren't now. That's amazing. It's beautiful. But the work that goes into like the beginning, and I don't even know where we began with Diff, honestly. I know they were spending about a quarter to $500,000 a month on their promotions. I don't think it's like that because it's not that it's gone down. It's gone more strategic, and they're changing the way that they run their business. So they were heavily with acquisition. Now they have that audience and list. So now there could have been more of like LTV retention. So
gotcha.
I don't think it's a good comparison of scale, but what happened at that point, like if it wasn't for Chad going like, all right, yeah, we have the inventory. Here's your offer. We trust the numbers, go for it. Again, trust, right? And he has a real brand. He was the first dude to teach me. He was the very first guy to teach me influencer collaborations, which we did with the Kardashians, and the ability of scale that provides. Now, there's deals that you got to work in. Sometimes they take percentage of sales or percentage of units sold or a flat fee. But that is what opened my eye to like, God damn, like this is how these real brands are doing it. Then you go into a brand that we own, Miracle. So Miracle Sheets. This is probably the cleanest brand aesthetically wise, and a team that we really, really respect to. So you have BV Excel out of San Diego, which does great brand work. And then you have, dang it, I forgot who they're, Red Antler. So you have Red Antler, and then you have one more out of New York. I'm blanking on it. I'll follow up. But they just make very clean, beautiful sites and branding. So this is miraclebrand.co, and they are bedding and sheets. The differentiation factor, Silver Sheets. What do Silver Sheets do? You don't have to wash it as much. It stays
killing. Yeah.
It smells better longer. What do all these things have? Clear value props, angles that we can tell stories on, because now for Fiona or Posh, we can celebrate during their anniversaries. For Vessi, we can celebrate and push specifically during rainy seasons, which are by region as soon as we expand. Yeah. For Miracle, you have multiple angles. Like, hey, you want to be a mom, you're overstressed, wash it. You're a dude, you're a bachelor, you don't want to wash it? Cool, we got you too. Like things myself to rewrapping because
there's even a fear tactic with those sheets too, man. Because like I swear it was like Oprah
affiliate.
once did a big episode. She's like I wash my fucking sheets every day or something because the amount of like disgusting germs and shit and skin cells.
Dude, that shit's real.
I know.
I dove deep into like we were trying to write copy, and I was like, I'm gonna figure out like why the hell this is like why is eucalyptus sheets a thing? What the fuck?
Yeah.
And I realized I was like, damn, this is disgusting. You have this, and then like your just body on something consistently. Like that shit needs to be washed every single day. No, not really. They wash that. They recommend it once a week, which we do.
Crazy. Yeah. That's cool.
Interesting.
Man.
So the biggest takeaway from all that is just you can basically wrap several stories around the same product and present it in the market different ways.
Right. And here's why I believe that now, like 2020, it's like even more apparent. So like before you can convince someone to separate at least $30 from their pocket without research. Mm-hmm. Now to get someone to spend that much money with you, they're going to Amazon the shit out of it, or they're just going to do a simple name search and it's going to pop up on any of the review sites. Okay.
Yeah.
They didn't have that before, which means you can demand price points upfront of X value. But if you don't have the brand that can kind of command you warranting that kind of spend, it doesn't matter. Like they're going to get the same product. It might be a little bit cheaper, but they're not going to care about that. Right. Mm-hmm. Every brand that we've worked with has had some sort of factor or differentiation that nobody else could replicate. And if they did with the tech or the stealing of the idea, they couldn't wrap the real brand around it.
Yeah, interesting.
That's amazing. It makes sense too. And it's funny, man, because whenever we talk to these dudes that are actually doing big brands, they just are so focused on the story and they get so behind their brand and just make sure there's no, like, even talking to Chad the other day, he's just like, dude, he's like, there was a hole in my brand. He's just like, I did whatever it took to fix it.
Yeah. Boom. Literally poured like acid and shit on his stuff, which it would never be under that application normally, but that was like the hole. So he had to fix it. It was unreal.
Yeah. He was like, I'm going to do a torture test and this is I'm going to scale it.
Yeah.
Crazy.
You know what's funny, man? I was not expecting that takeaway, but that's badass.
Yeah. Killing it.
I love this. I live this, bro. I eat this shit. This is like, I literally geek on this. Like that word geek out was because James and I would, and you can quote me on this. James got into ecom when he and I met.
Yeah.
James, quote me on this, brother. We got into this and we met through Timber's agency. We had a conversation and I jumped on a call with him. I was like, dude, you're way too smart for this. Like lead gen, you don't get any of that fun shit. Like come play this. Ecom is significantly more difficult than lead gen. Hands down.
Yeah,
for sure.
I agree.
That's why I like lead gen.
Fuck, good. That was good.
I like winning. No, I'm just kidding.
It feels so good.
It feels so good. Even if it's a little win, you know?
No, that's badass though. It definitely makes sense too, because you can just appeal the product to different audiences and like make your product the obvious choice for purchase. But when you like add that together, it just creates a bigger sum of the parts.
Absolutely. Because you don't know, Facebook's going to distribute your product to the audience that it's going to give you quickest return. Right.
Yeah.
So, but that might not be your customer. That might not be like everyone. You ask them who buys your product. Well, women 31 to 45 in middle America. Like, yeah, everybody. That's everybody's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's broad as fuck.
How do you work the pixels with that shit? Like if you're targeting two completely different demos, how do you work the pixels with that?
I don't think it's necessarily a tech thing. I think it's a story that's being told on creative.
Gotcha. That makes sense because if you put it in front of the right people, the people who need to see it will see it.
Right. Think about the pixel, right? The pixel is there to record actions.
Yeah.
It's not there to record. Now we, and I can't confirm this. We believe that all the levers we pull on Facebook at the end creates like a unique variable that we're going to speak specific to a consumer.
Yeah.
Right. Like we're thinking that all these tactics are going to find something new. But man, I've ran a fuck ton of money between nothing and just creative and my like slicing and dicing of bid caps and audience segmentation. And it usually nets out. I hate to say it. I'm not one to be it. So that's why.
So going broad and letting Facebook do its thing usually nets out, you're saying?
with understanding that the creative that I'm using to communicate is easily performing the action I want, right? If we're looking at a funnel, this is my first introduction to a brand. Okay.
Dude, this is a consensus at this point, for sure.
It has to.
That's how I run.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I find
there's no way unless, okay, let's put it this way.
No, you're hit it.
Okay, let's put it this way. The more simple that Facebook can make the tool, and this is not even being like super high level, the more broad that the tool can be made from Facebook, the more users they can get onto it to use. So that's why so many times small budgets initially get you some juice, because it's like right audience, right team, right everything. Facebook sees you, don't know how much you spent yet. Yeah, they will soon have education on how much you will spend. But initially everyone always talks like, oh, it's awesome, it's winning, it's working. Start building an account on multiple small little audiences, it's not going to work. You have to have more things to it. Dude, Facebook knows who to send this to. And if we have the content to choose elsewise and really build real clear product funnels around content, you have as much scale as possible.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Agreed.
Damn.
Agreed, man. Yeah, it seems to be the trend. Everyone runs the same. Mic drop. Yeah, that's it.
I think about this all the time.
Dude, I feel like that's where we should
funny.
That's where we should fucking end this, because it's just bomb after bomb.
It'd only be right.
It'd only be right. All right. So where can people find you if they want to reach out, if they want to hire you?
No hiring. No hiring.
All right. No hiring.
You look for the cartoon. So I am, I believe in like, what is this? Elon Musk tweeted in 2020, everybody will have a cartoon. Everybody's picture will be a cartoon. And I'm a huge Elon fan. So look for the cartoon at I am Nick Shackelford. IG, I usually use that as my main platform.
Awesome. I will add you shortly, man. Yes. Dude, thanks again. This has been fucking awesome. This has been really good.
Yeah, appreciate the time, bro.
And I'm so glad we met, man. I feel like our circles finally came together.
Yeah, matter time.
Yeah.
I have so many great people for you guys to meet. You guys are doing a great job. And the questions that you asked, Tyler, like these questions, both you and Gabe really nailed it, bro. Like these are really thought-provoking. Thank you.
Appreciate it, brother. Man. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Thanks for everyone for listening today. For everyone watching, please do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube. And for everyone listening, please give us a 5-star review on iTunes, Spotify, or Stitcher. All right, guys. We'll see you on the next one.
Thanks, guys.
Later. Peace.